Clueless Crewheads. I am a Motley Crue fan to the core. I've been a fan since about 1993 when I was in junior high school. I discovered Decade. I was like, I love this band. I have to see this band. I just have got to see this band. And then come to find out, this was before the internet, before Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of that fun stuff. I was reading Metal Edge magazine. I was reading Hit Parader. I come to find out the band doesn't even, they were split up. I bought Decade in 1993 and they broke up in 1992. And then I got the Motley Crue album and I was like, what is this? This sounds nothing like Decade. And I loved it for all different reasons. And I was like, I've got to see this band live. I've got to see them live. And after a few summer shows, they stopped touring. But I finally got to see Motley in the late 90s. I saw them in the early 2000s, and I was blown away. Anyways, I reported when John Corabi stated that Mick Mars probably wasn't fired. And I took so much abuse in the Motley Crue groups on Facebook. Oh, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. Mick wanted to stop touring, everybody in Motley loves him. They're always going to take care of him. You don't know what you're talking about. Then the Carmine Appice comments came out. Legendary rock drummer from Vanilla Fudge, close friend of Mick's. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't speak for Motley. Nicky would never. Nicky's got that tattoo of Mick on him. Guys, how many times are you going to cite that? He did that because word on the street was he was going to switch Mick out for either Tracy Guns or DJ Ashba. He got scared. He got him tattooed on his leg. Big deal. Big deal. Anyways, took so much abuse. And here on YouTube too, a lot of the comments were not very friendly to me. And all I was doing was weighing in on the statements made from rock god Carmine Appice, who had just spoken to Mick on the phone not like 2 days prior. And Mick never refuted anything Carmine said. Now, while Mick is not really big on social media, if it was me, and even though I was a recluse, if somebody was out there, a legendary rock god, Carmine gets mobbed by the most beautiful women. They want to be around Carmine. He's a rock legend. So if someone like that on Mick's level was out there saying, hey, I spoke to Mick the other day and Mick said this and this and this, I don't care how much of a recluse Mick is, if he didn't say that, he or somebody in his camp would go on social media and say, hey, this is not true. He didn't do that. And now Mick Mars is suing Motley Crue because Motley Crue went from giving him 25% down to 5%. And who's going to get that other 20%? John 5? Hell no. Nicky, Vince, and Tommy. Or maybe just Nicky. I don't know. But it's not Mick. So for all of those clueless crew heads, because we're all crew heads, but you are clueless, or maybe delusional crew heads that just want to believe what comes out of Nikki Sixx's mouth, they screwed Mick over. They screwed Mick over. They screwed Mick over. He's filing a lawsuit against them. And he also said that he wasn't opposed to limited touring. They said he didn't want to tour at all. And he also said he wasn't opposed to writing with the band. Is he going to get a chance to write with the band? No, he hasn't written with the band in I don't know how long. Because they like John 5. They like DJ Ashba. And they is Nicky. And what do you think about not just backing tracks, because there's allegations about backing tracks. When Tommy's drums are playing before Tommy gets to the kit, that's a problem. It's embarrassing. Mick said that Nicky didn't play the bass at all in the stadium tour. At all. It's pretty weak, Nicky, considering how much those ticket prices are. Should be ashamed of yourself.